Hey guys, welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. It's that time of the week again. Ladies and gents, let's get comfy and cozy. We've got a ton of tickers to go through. So let's find those golden setups. We will get right into it. First one, BNGO. Seeing a little bit of weakness now. Bull flag setup followed by follow through. But day after, did not see that follow through we wanted to see from the bull flag setup. On the daily, it's starting to look a little bit weaker now. We have ran to 2,563%. Jesus, 2,563% in 22 trading days. That's more than 100% a day. Congrats, Kwanzaa. More than 100% a day. I don't even know what to say, man. Congrats, Kwanzaa. That's all I can say. Jesus Christ. Alright. So, why am I saying that it's looking a little bit weaker now? Well, after all, we have ran 2,500%. We were extended from the 88. And from here, we are seeing a walk up. Or the bull flag was seeing a walk up from the 88. But we can clearly see now that this is a lower high and potentially going into a lower low now on increasing bear volume. There is a clear bear divergence as well after this new high. Seems like we're running out of buyers. The RSI is cooling off slowly. Increasing bear volume, potential trend reversal. We closed right on the daily 8 yesterday. If Monday we see follow through first thing in the morning, that is your sign for exit. 4-hour already trading under the 4-hour 8. Chart is looking weak. Next one, BLNK. Grinding along that 88. Oh, no, apologies. Grinding along that lower trend line from way back on November 10th. This showed bounce, bounce, bounce again. Big bounce here. Held the 88. And now we're bouncing from it, potentially going up further. Use this trend line as a key support. This is your indication. As long as we don't close under this trend line, ticker is still strong. Not noticing any divergences. Potential, yeah, actually a very slight bull divergence. Very slight bull divergence. So from here, we can see on this move up, we held the GP on the way back down. Chart is still looking strong. If you're not using the trend line as your indicator, key support to hold 42.58 to 43.80. Next, LMND, Lemonade. Chart is setting up very nicely, but based on this weekly bull flag, we are still a little bit of a ways away from the weekly 8, which now lines up with the bottom of the support zone. On the weekly, we are seeing decreasing bear volume. On the daily, I still think most ideal entry, of course, most ideal is for bulls to hold this support zone. Most ideal entry would be the bottom of the support zone, which right now lines up with that weekly 8. Potential a little bit more downside. Let's see if there's a trend line from down here. That's quite ways away. Okay, so we've broken that increasing momentum, but weekly is still looking very strong. Watch for that bottom of the support zone, guys. Next, LIZI. Small cap. When it pops, it pops. Long-term downtrend ever since IPO, January 17th, 2020. So a year later, now we are seeing a pop. And this has now ran 418% in 5 trading days. 418% in 5 trading days. Lack of bear volume still. Chart looks really strong. From here, we are extended from the 88. So we'll be looking for further downside for at least, most ideal, a touch on the 88 before the next leg up. Look what happened back here. Huge bull volume. Got extended from the 88. Then sort of traded sideways for quite some time. Anticipating something similar. We'll be trading sideways for quite some time. Chart was way overbought at RSI at 95. Around 95. But based on this, this was definitely an indication. You see a volume pop of this sort, a move will be coming. Now, this would have been a extremely frustrating trade if you're a full-time day trader and looking for that follow through, because we went after this pop, there was no follow through until 39, 40 trading days later. But it would have paid really nice, eh? Even if you, let's say that you got in at the top of this volume pop, 43 trading days later, so just over 2 months, roughly 3 months trading later, you would still be looking up about 182%. So similar idea, wait for that side grind, especially with a huge red candle like this. We are lacking bear volume. Chart setting up for the next leg up. It's going to take some time though. Next, PERI. PERI Networks. Chart's looking strong. From the low of pandemic, 442%. Nope, 500%. And very noticeable volumes. Look at these 5 volumes. These 5 bull volume pops. We are starting to get extended from the 88 now. Okay, 52-week high. A very clear daily trend reversal, weekly trend reversal on volume. Earnings coming up. That's a potential catalyst. With the way that we're running, February 9th, so that's Tuesday. With the way that we're running, I imagine that Monday we will have another run, get extended from the 88, then earnings Tuesday, shot it down. Likely scenario based on the current price action. And there was, okay, so this chart is definitely one of the strongest, because you can see that there's been bear divergence over and over. However, the chart just keeps on running. If you're a day trader, this would have been easy, because you see bear divergence, big upper wick, that's your sell signal. You exit, wait for the bear divergence to come to play out. Then from there, we pull back quite a bit. From there, you just gotta sort of watch for the curl. This would have been the fake curl with the lower wicks. Then you watch key zone back tested this previous high on the first pop. Now we will be looking at around the same thing. So if we were to get extended on Monday and get pulled back, shot back down on Tuesday, we'd be looking at a back test of roughly 1539. All right, next, GME, the hot topic. Bounce, oversold bounce have played out on Friday, and yet we continue to sell. There is going to be a long-term selling pressure on this ticker. Now, if we were to look at this on a Bollinger perspective, the Bollinger Band is extended down to negative 94. At one point, I was looking at this, it was at negative 116. And the third deviation is at negative 191 right now. This is a chart to be remembered. It's gonna be people are gonna be looking back at it. That's for sure. Don't think I've ever seen Bollinger Band on 90 in the negative numbers. That is crazy. All right, so bounce played out. We bounced from low of 5109 to the high of 95. That alone was 85% bounce. Let's see if there was an indication. All right, so from this low to this low, some slight bull divergence, but then we reject it, continue to reject from that 15.8, that's your exit. Then from that low to this low again, strong bull divergence. Would have been a little bit hard to play because we sort of just grinded. We can see that this is the clear bull divergence, and yet we still continue to grind down lower. Finally saw that pop first thing in the morning, and we went 85%. Still wouldn't be touching it. Lots of downside potential. Yep, chart's weak. Next, open. Actually, I think one of the main reasons why it caused the bounce is, aside from oversold, Robinhood also started allowing trades on it. So that was sort of a goal signal. All right, open. Not looking very nice here today. This key trend line, we are starting to break down under. We can see support, multiple supports back here, multiple supports here. Wick down under, but did not close over. From there, went to form an upper trend line, then rejected and came back down, closed under the lower trend line, making a lower high. Could not pass this key resistance at 29.48. Then Friday, big bear volume coming in, closing us under the trend line. Key trend line to hold. Volume is telling us that there is going to be lower prices to come. Next, NVDA. All right, so this sideways action is dragging out a whole lot longer than probably anyone who was expected. Okay, we have gone from August 24th, 2020, September, over 5 months now, sideways action in this range. No volume. We have decreased to low volume here, and this is where I was anticipating a pop. Look at this volume. This was like a goal signal. You know, to me, you look at this volume, it just continue to drop onto a day that's this low. Should have been the goal signal. Next day, we form that additional trend line, a fake out breakdown. Then from there, another fake out breakdown, and we popped up but still cannot close over this area. When this starts going though, it is going to go. Next, AMD. Alright, we are in that megaphone pattern. Slight breakdown under. Held the GP. Chart is looking weak. Day 8 is your guide. We continue to grind down and reject from day 8. Ever since the earnings, there's only been 2 bull days on decreasing bull volume. Then we got rejected from the day 8 right away. First goal signal would be the break of day 8. The key to hold, let's draw a key support here. Alright, so we did bounce from the key support, the lower zone of the key support. This zone is key to hold. If we do not, if we lose this zone, we'll be looking back down at the gap, which we never filled. So there's 2 gaps behind that we never filled. This gap just kept running. This gap, we came back to test the support, held, still didn't fill the gap. Chart's looking weak. Next, TSM. Bounce from the 0.5 on the pullback. Very strong. Didn't even come to close to the GP. Not to mention the 0.382 from this whole move up. This could very well be a B of the ABC formation right now. Still anticipating a little bit further downside. It makes sense. The 0.382 and the GP lines up right now. So makes sense for us to revisit it. And it's around this gap that we left behind too. Yeah, so this whole zone makes sense. A, B, looking for a C. Let's draw this out. Yeah. All right. Next, ABNB. What an amazing trade, guys. Congrats to those of you that follow the trade. We were looking at this zone with... No, this wasn't a trend line back then. We were looking at this zone with a GP as well as previous resistance support zone. We have a clear bounce from it. Our entry was about 177.56, I believe it was. Then from there, just been a straight bounce up right under that 200. Now is a little bit of cause for concern. We are not extended from the day 8. However, we are forming an inverse or a hammer right at the top. Potential reversal candle. Rejecting from the 0.5 of the bounce. So I've taken profit on this trade. If we do reject from here, yeah, bull volume is not convincing for continuation. If we do reject from here, looking at A, B, C formation, this zone will be where I'm looking at. 170. Love the chart. Love how it's been doing since IPO. IPO dropped down, not significant drop. From there, made a higher high right after. Then a higher low, higher high, non-stop. Okay, this could be the very first reversal of ABNB on the daily. So be patient. Mind your sizing even if you're going in from here, because it could very well just have a continued daily reversal from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It shouldn't though. This looks like a 3 of the LEH wave move. So there should be another 5. Alright, Next, Dash. Looking a little bit weak. Just chopping around that support, previous resistance support zone. Closing under it now on slight increase of bear volume. Huge upper wick. Oh, completely missed this one. Huge upper wick on 27th. Not one of my top watch charts, but looking at these wicks, chart is looking weak. 88 is your guide. And don't get faked out. Looks like recently there's been plenty of fake outs. Alright, next is CGC. CGC chart looking strong. Bull flag confirmation. Ran up to nearly that 1 to 2 extension target. From back here, low, high, higher low, bull flag or bull run. Now, looks like it's forming another bull flag. Non-significant bear volume. Consistent, but non-significant. We are overbought. Earnings coming up on Tuesday. So from here, look for a reaction on the 88. But most importantly, we're going to have to see what earnings does. And I know some of you is going to say, this time's different. No, it's not. It's marijuana. Their earnings have proven to be majority of the case disappointment. So let's see what this earning brings us. Going forward for 2021, sector-wise is looking much better with Biden in power for marijuana. But this is the first earning since he came into power. Not anticipating anything crazy. Want to see a back test of this trend line. We see as previous rejection, 3 rejections before we broke up. Makes sense. We come back to back test this trend line. All right, next VFF. Actually, let's make a point here. Would be interested in getting in at that point. All right, next VFF. Sorry, I was just making a note. Alright, VFF bounced from the GP, seeing continuation into new highs. Now we are forming a bear divergence. Chart is starting to end spinning top. So let's see what happened last time. Last time there was a bear divergence. Right here, spinning top, came back down. Then next time, very minor bear divergence, shooting star, came down. Bounced from GP. Where did we bounce from the first time? Looks like it lost the GP. Yeah, first time lost the GP. Second time we bounced from the GP. However, this bounce is not seeing too much of a follow through. We're seeing that spinning top, slight decreasing bear volume, bear divergence. Everything is saying that it's going to reverse. And if we do, we are looking at the 88 is your first guide. From there, we'll likely be looking at this quad bottom zone. Let's draw a support and resistance zone. Actually, let's clean up these two first. All right, this is the must hold zone. However, if we were to come back, I would imagine the bounce from here. Now this is the higher low. Trying to find out where we should draw the fib from. Makes sense we draw it from here. Alright. We'll be looking for an entry at this zone. Triple confluence, GP from the bounce, this last move. GP, support, previous resistance and support zone, as well as trend line. Perfect area for a bounce if we were to come back to back test it. Next one, TLRY. Alright. Similar idea. Marijuana all seem to be having a little bit of a reversal now. This potential volume climax, big upper wick. Next day, shut down, gap fill, bought up right away. Then Friday, very little bear volume. Forming a bull flag right now. Chart is extremely strong, especially considering this bear divergence, strong bear divergence that has formed. This chart is looking very strong. Now there's gonna be a trend line over here. Take the ease off. Increasing momentum. Would make sense if we come back to backtest the trend line somewhere. But chart is looking very strong. Use that DD8 as your guide. DD8 slowly catching up. Next one, APHA. Right, with the talk of APHA and TLRY merger, right now they're, let's see what the price difference is. Yeah, APHA is having extremely high bull momentum because of the price difference. So when they do merge, if you want to get in, it's likely a lot cheaper to get in via APHA just because of a price difference. And part of the reason why we're seeing some crazy bull momentums starting to form a bull flag, waiting for that 88 to catch up. This was the last bull flag. Anticipated a much dragged out bull flag, but we just confirmed right away. And now we're seeing a little bit of sideways action. Chart is still looking strong. Next, BABA. Alright, don't let BABA out of your sight. It is starting to look similar to the Zoom play that we're looking at. That is currently playing out. There is an inverse head and shoulders. Did we break the neckline? We're right about where the neckline is. Oh, that's interesting. No, this doesn't really come into play. Alright, so we're right about where that neckline is right now. And inside that, we can see that we were playing out a megaphone pattern, which we have lost to form the head. And now we're forming the right shoulder. Keep your eyes on this one. When it plays out, we will be looking upwards, potentially at the upper side of this megaphone pattern. That brings up very high, 370s. Of course, there's lots of resistances along the way, but if this inverse head and shoulders plays out, anticipation, let's take a look at fibs. Alright, key to break is definitely that GP. From there, there's a gap fill. We'll be looking up at around 304. Watch this pattern, guys. Next, BIDU. Bear divergence forming, making new all-time, new 52-week high. And increasing bull volume, looking very nice for continuation. Bull flag, was this weekly? Weekly bull flag, early confirmation. Didn't even get that second candle of the bull flag setup. And now we're already continuing. But this is still, to me, this is a big concern. RSI back here, as we're moving up, it stayed overbought for a long time. Then it started cooling down as we started seeing red candles. And now we're moving up again. Chart is very strong. Right in that previous support resistance zone though. Gonna have to see this kind of the daily volume keep up on increasing, but regardless, we are getting extended from the weekly 8. Anticipate a rejection of that all-time high 284.22 zone. All right, next is JMIA. Look at that. It just keeps negating bear divergences. Bear divergence, pullback, held. Bear divergence, pullback, higher low, held. Bear divergence, not even any pullback, just bull flag forming. This chart is strong. We are seeing a little bit of a lack of follow through on this bull flag setup now. We did pop on Tuesday. Then from there, we're now coming back down, bouncing from a daily 8. Daily 8 is your guide. Chart is starting to look a little bit weaker. Slight increase on bear volume. Looks like RSI wants to cool down. All right, next, OZON. OZON. What a nice follow through on Friday. Congrats, OZON bulls. Increasing bull volume, breaking that key upper trend line. We saw plenty of wicks and rejections from it. 1, 2, 3 back here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rejections from this trend line. And now we're getting a clear break. Let's mark this for a top watch. A clear break on OZON. On volume, close near the high of the day. Looking for that continuation Monday, Tuesday. Likely to see a gap up. And yeah, likely to see a gap up and a profit taking pullback. Then from there is key of where we hold the higher low. OZON looking strong. Next, NIO. All right, NIO, nice hold. We filled the gap, and we are still holding the gap. Lots of lower wicks. Weekly bull flag. Just about finished confirmation. We are about touching that weekly 8. Decreasing weekly bear volume. No longer overbought. Chart's looking nice setup for a next leg up. And I imagine the whole EV sector will likely run on this next setup together. NIO, LIZI, which we'll go over next, Tesla, they all look like they're ready to pop. Nice hold of this trend line on this pullback as well. Yeah, it's gonna go soon. It is going to go soon. There's weekly, ready to go. Next, LI. Not as strong of a setup, more so in the wedge, but we're not coming back down to backtest the lower trend line. Would be ideal Monday, backtest for a third touch, then pop. Lots of upside on this one. The all-time high at 47.70. That is 56.5% away, $17. On the $30 price, you're looking at more than more than 50% return. So when this wedge breaks, keep eyes on it. It'll be a nice move. Next, XPEV. Similar setup. So EVs seem to be all setting up similarly. Sideways action, ready to pop. Want to watch for a test. Exact same thing. Third test of this lower trend line. Next, FCEL. Bull flag early confirmation. Or not early confirmation. Bull flag confirmation, but seeing upper wick and a little bit of lack follow through right now. Decreasing bull volume. Very little bear volume. No sellers to be found. Bear divergence. Chart is looking strong. Daily 8 is your guide. Next, FIII. Seeing a lack of follow through on this bounce. It's weekly pull flag. No, weekly pull flag is done. Monthly is not long enough. So just use, and what I would do is just use this lower trend line as the guide. We should have saw a stronger bounce from here. We did see a bounce from the GPU that lines up with the trend line. See a bounce, reject it from the daily 8 right away. So red flag. Watch for the volume. Gonna want to see that bull volume come in before a reversal. It's always hard playing reversal. So this alone has been what, 6 trading days. We are seeing a bounce from the previous resistance zone. Gonna want to see that reversal relatively early next week. A curl to the upside. Next, PENN. Wow. Look at that all-time high close. Congrats, PENN bulls. 129, off by 9 cents. Near close of that all-time high, or higher of day close. See, it's an interesting reaction because there's a bull flag forming here. Then earnings was negative, but we saw bull price action. So always know that market tends to price in what they're anticipating. They likely priced, what happened here is they likely priced in the negative earnings. And what happened here is they likely priced in a better earnings than what was shown. That's why there's continued decreasing. But yeah, chart's looking strong. Looking like it should have, ideally you want to see another follow through on Monday. The first gap, we could have 2 more gaps to go. Because generally is 3 gap run ups before a reversal. So this is the first gap and run. Chart's very strong. Bull volume is sustained. Should see a second gap and then the third gap. However, if we do see a second gap and run, we will be extended from the daily 8. Just keep that in mind. Next, DKNG. Stall at the all-time high resistance. We broke it by pennies. We broke it by 32 cents. And we are rejecting from it now, seeing a reversal candle. Bear volume not noticeable. Keep in mind, lots of this is bull volume as well, buying it up. So it's a tug of war right now. We are extended from the daily 8. Would expect a bull flag setup. Something like that. All right. Next, BNGO. I feel like we went over BNGO. Yes, we did. Next one, BBBY. Oh, been a few days since we checked this. And then, since we checked this, what exactly happened? I think the last time we checked, I want to say it's this candle. I don't remember it coming down this hard. So this is interesting. We saw volume climax, reversal candles, huge shooting star, big upper wick, big bear volume. Then next day we still popped up and we got bought up from the daily 8, and the day after we gapped up. Again, BBBY. Oh, because okay, now I remember. Because of the WSB bets. Part of it. And now, similar to GME, we are seeing huge selling pressure. So these were, to me, they look very organic. Then WSB bets came in and started having these non-organic moves that just doesn't make sense. Huge reversal candle here. Should see follow through, but we bounced from daily 8. Next day, we even gapped up and ran. Then so this kind of close should see follow through as well. However, next day, we gapped down and continue to run downwards. Just complete irrational moves. If you were in the trade, you should have exited on the break of daily 8. You can see we never broke the 88 since the break of the wedge. Broke over, bull flag, and then run, touch to the 88, gapped up. You know, sometimes you can't be too greedy. If you played the break of this wedge, that is 184% move in 12 trading days. I don't know how much more you can ask of the market. When it runs, any ticker, any market, if it runs that much, that fast, there's bound to be a pullback. Take profits along the way. It's okay if you didn't nail the top. You're never gonna nail the top. You're never gonna nail the bottom. We're not in the market to call out tops and bottoms. We're here to make money, right? Take profits along the way, and on the loss on this day, the clear loss of the 88, that is the exit signal. We can see next day we gap down, now sort of going sideways, forming a bear flag. Not the normal bear flag that we see, but this is a bear flag. Decreasing bear volume. We are back to where that organic price was. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on going forward, because this, up until this point, was still roughly about organic pricing action. Nice bull flag. So these all made sense up until here. Nothing made sense. So keep your eyes on it. We are seeing decreasing bear volume. Yeah, gonna be hard to trade this chart. Next, SKLZ skills saw a nice gap up Thursday on the news and closed near the high of the day. Huge bull volume, no exit signal. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. I think I already did this on the last video, but let's take a look at it again. Big profit taking, bought up right away. That confirms don't sell. Then today, Friday, we saw follow through. Some upper wicks forming. We are in blue skies. We will always see some people taking profit, which makes sense. From here, still anticipating another leg up before we get extended from the 88 and a reversal. But based on the news, multi-year contract, this could be a very good long hold from here. You know, I think when we first traded it back here around on this break, 20 bucks, and sold around 25. Oh yeah, 25. 1-to-1 extension target, but it kept running, pulled back. Then we got in around 27, anticipating the break, and boom, bonus. We'll be looking to hold long on this one. Looking further up, even if we were to get a pullback or a sideways action, overall still bullish. Next, SENS. We got a break on bull volume. However, there is a bit of an upper wick forming. RSI is not really ready for a break. It doesn't really justify for a break because we did only pull back to roughly about 60 some. But as we can see on this chart, RSI doesn't matter that much. Last time we pulled back to 60 some as well, ran straight to way overbought at 94 again. So it could very well happen again for this chart. Gonna have to watch that Monday's follow through. Friday's volume was nice. Monday, want to see that follow through. Even if it's at a candle like this, you know, gap up, sell off, still gonna be looking higher because we will be extended from the 88. All right, next, ADBE. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I typed it wrong on my notes. Adobe, still seeing same action, low volume grind up, now getting extended from the 88 on the spinning top candle. Potential reversal. From here, what bulls want to see is a bull flag setup for the next leg up to break this wedge. Chart is looking good. Volume is still lacking. Next, TDOC. Nice hold of the 88. Gonna want to see that follow through right away. We follow through, but okay. It's gonna be hard because we are rejecting from the all-time high close. That is key to break Monday, Tuesday. We could also form a slight bull flag from here before the break. Overall, chart is still looking strong. Next, CLOV. All right, this is an interesting chart. News, short attack, short report came out. Huge bear volume, big gap down. Saw a bounce up until this resistance support, previous support zone, rejected from there. Then Tuesday or Friday went down further, but look at this last candle. This is someone going on social media or news and pumping it, and this was the biggest bull volume ever on this chart. Okay, the biggest bull volume ever on this chart. I will be anticipating further follow through on this ticker. This short report, they have to be backed up by evidence. So play the chart, don't play the news, or at least play the reaction to the news. So this was the news. Now we're seeing a reaction to the news. Yeah. Next, SNDL. All right. Interesting chart. We broke the lower trend line. Doesn't matter how you draw it. You could draw it from down here too. Oh, drew it wrong. Yeah, you could draw it from down here. Then we see that big bear break. But chart is still holding up nicely. On the daily, we are still forming a bull flag. We are still holding this key. Now double bottom 110. As a bull, I want to see 110 hold. Decreasing bear volume, looking nice. Daily 8 is catching up. We could go down as low as 108. Yeah, looking for that next leg up. Next, BA. Remember, I said don't be early on BA. Better to be late. Sometimes it's these kind of moments that makes you think, oh, I should have been early, kind of thing. But we did hold this area. This candle was when we started looking at BA again, and next day it just started going up. That was a 10% bounce. Key previous support resistance at 194.50. Saw a bounce, but look at this bear action. Bearish engulfing candlestick after the spinning top. Looking at further downside, we'll be eyeing a reaction around this GP area of 199 to 199.74. In confluence with previous support resistance zone and a upper trend line, or what used to be upper trend line, now lower trend line. Confluence zone, ideal entry. All right, next, FUBO. It's beginning to look weak. All right, we broke this trend line. We broke under 4-hour 8. Not very noticeable bear volume, but bulls are nowhere to be found. There's decent bull volume, just not consistent. Clear rejection. Now we'll be looking at lower prices. On the daily, is still a slight bull flag forming. Next, QS. Disappointment. Finally broke over the daily 8 for the first time since we lost it back in December. Broke over it on bull volume, slight upper wick, lack of follow through the next day. We gapped up, then just complete sell off. There's lots of bags, lots of people holding bags. This is going to take some time to play out. Remember, when you play reversal, it's always going to take a little bit longer than if you were to play in the trend. So on this play, it's going to take time to work out, but we are seeing a decreasing bear volume. Right now, holding that key support of 44.55. watch for action on Monday. We don't want to be making a new low. If we do, likely a 4-hour bull divergence. If we do make that new low, we'll be looking for an entry. Next, PLTR. Actually, let me make a note of that. All right, next PLTR. Hold of this previous resistance zone, and we saw a decent bounce on decent volume after lack of bears. Pull back test at the end of the day to that 4-hour 8. Now we're looking for that reversal. Monday, Tuesday, we want to see, even if the real body were to come down to the 4-hour 8, we want to start seeing a curl upwards, making a higher low. Would this make sense? No, it could drag out for quite some time for that higher low. We want to see a clear higher low. But from here, what makes a little bit more sense is to see bull volume come in, pull away from the 4-hour 8, then see a curl, come back down, make a higher low. So overall, starting to look bullish on this chart. Let's do this. So pull away, come back, look for the next leg up. Okay. All right. Next is PSTH. Chart's looking good. A wedge that broke bear, came back down. Not really a key support resistance. We can see resistance, support. Nothing really here. So wouldn't really call this a key support, but actually if you were to draw it from here to here, that would make sense. There we go. Yeah, that would make sense. All right, so bounce from key support resistance zone, and now we're seeing a rising wedge forming. Not really interested in this play because not familiar, haven't really played this kind of pattern before where it's a wedge bear break then just strong bounce. Overall, I would say the chart is strong based on this pattern, a complete V shape, but on the rising wedge generally you would anticipate a bear break. Chart is strong. Let's see if we get that bull break. Next, Peloton. Earnings 124% surprise, and we got slight bear action. Seeing a beginning of a bounce, but still trading under that 88. 88 is your guide, and we still want to break this key resistance at 150. Next, REGN. I think their earnings was positive. Yeah, slight positive. We've been on the downtrend for quite a few days now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days of pure bear. Slight bounce on Thursday, came right back down on Friday, and now with earnings out after hours on Friday, anticipation likely a little bit further downside, make that double bottom before a reversal. It's going to be interesting to watch this chart. It is one of my charts I'm watching, but not top watch, so we'll be watching for a reaction on Monday. CRM, we filled that gap. Took a while, but we filled that gap now. Let's see, lower low, lower high, not really a clear pattern. Still in this channel. Want to watch for a reaction on this upper trend line. No volume to be found either. All right, next, Costco. Seeing a wedge forming here. Not a very clear wedge, hey? Something like that. I'm sure there's a better way to draw this, but not seeing it right now. A descending wedge. Nothing notable on the volume. Chart's looking like it's ready to go though. Bull divergence. Weak bounce. So here's the bull divergence. Weak bounce rejected from that upper trend line. Key is to break this upper trend line. Once broken, we'll be looking at further upside. This could be the reversal right here. From here, make a higher low, boom. All right, next, HD, Home Depot. Broke that wedge, lack of follow through. Actually, no, that's not true. We saw follow through, but then we got shot down right after. Okay, so key price from previous high. There's going to be a zone here. Something like that. Yeah. Key zone to hold. Choppy action. Not interested in trading this. Earnings, February 23rd. We could very well just continue the choppy action into earnings. Considering how long we've been sideways action though, would anticipate some sort of hype for this earnings. Last two, we did not see any though. Alright, next, FD, phase drive. Nice call out, Kwanzaa. Seeing increasing bull volume, however now I want to say dragonfly near shooting star. Dragonfly, yeah. Reversal candle regardless. Gotta brush up on my candlesticks. Anyways, reversal candle, big bull volume, extended from the daily 8. Monday, watch for that price action on Monday. If we get an inside bar, likely to form a bull flag from here. Next, AC, Air Canada. Alright, nice bounce from the GP. Slight rejection from the upper trend line. Yep, double rejection. Still not seeing that follow through. However, weak bear volume. From here, as day 8 catches up, would anticipate a next leg up. I'm liking this reversal. Liking the setup. Next, SU. SU has been a little bit choppy, hey? We broke under the trend line, got bought right up. But then on this high bull volume, next day we saw high bear volume. I would call this choppy. No follow through on the trend line break. And no follow through on big bull volume. Choppy action, be patient. Overall, long term wise, still be looking up around that 38.41 zone. Next, score. The hype is back. The hype is back. Second reading on Friday. I haven't looked at the results yet, but don't imagine anything that'll go against it. So we are seeing a new all-time high close. New all-time high price action as well as new all-time high close. Closing at 386. Straight from the bounce of the GP. Lost the GP by 2 cents. And straight bounce from there. Chart is still looking strong. Next, BRAG. And we'll finish it with NUMI. Alright, BRAG. Similar idea, but not seeing that follow through on. So this is gaming as well. Not seeing that follow through on the reading. We did see big or decent bull volume, upper wicks, lower wicks, anticipating a chop. We did touch that weekly 8. Potentially another week of sideways action before this breaks out. Right, last but not least, NUMI. Still in that channel, slow grind up, no significant volume wheresoever. Grinding along that weekly 8. Alright, so use the weekly 8 as your guide. And also watch the channel. We've been in this channel for some time. Chart is just slowly grinding up. Alright, recap. Lemonade, loving the setup, weekly bull. NVDA, liking the setup as well. Long-term sideways action, looking for that break. CGC, looking for that pullback to this trend line. Keep an eye on it. ABNB, watching for a little pullback into that 170 zone. BABA, similar setup to Zoom, inverse head and shoulders, watch that daily break. And OZON, watch for continuation on OZON, increasing bull volume, new all-time high close, gonna want to see the follow through. And ADBE, Adobe, slow grind up, watching for the follow through reaction at the trend line. BA, look for the higher low around the GP. That would be the most ideal entry. From there, want to see a reversal. And QS, nope, QS is not a golden setup. SCR, looking for the follow through. And that's it for a recap. That's it for this video, this weekend video or ticker reviews. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Look for that ticker, the setup that you like. Find the golden setup. Remember, even though market is in all-time highs, does not mean that you're guaranteed to make money. Setups is what matters. Regardless of what kind of market environment we're in, you want to be looking for that right pattern. The setups that make sense for you. For our trading community, total control traders, we like to look for golden setups that are providing great risk to return. If you are interested, check out our website at totalcontroltraders.com. There are some trials left, so make sure to pick it up while it's still available. They are limited quantity. And if you're looking to get out of debt or build that first pot of gold, make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button in order to get updates on our daily videos. Also, check out our website. I hope you stay safe and be in control. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.